Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Bun to Grow. This video we're going to talk about the newest and hottest phenomenon in China right now, star economy. So in the past couple of weeks, star economy is definitely the most talked about thing in China. Unfortunately, other than the protests in the US. So stall is basically mobile vendors that are on and off the streets, just like any food truck or small stands, mobile stands in New York City. So the concept of stall economy became viral all of a sudden is because after the two sessions, so two sessions is the most important political event in China every year. So after the two sessions, the Premier Li Keqiang said, stall is smoke and fire of life, which literally doesn't make sense, but I would paraphrase as stall brings life back. How about that? He also said stall should be viewed equally important as big and luxury like shopping malls. The way it works in China is if a big political figure like the premier said good about something, that thing will become viral right away. That's essentially what's happening right now. It's going like crazy. So here's a video my parents just took several hours ago in China, and you can see what stall economy means right now. Stall is never a new concept to Chinese. When I was growing up, I always saw little vendors selling hats, fruit, phone case, whatnot. On a country scale, China cracked down stall economy big time in 2016 or 2017. I remember at the time, stall was always tied to being chased after by the city management or law enforcement, and then sometimes they will make the news headline because there were a lot of arguments or quarrels going back and forth. I think the reason it got cracked down was at the time the stall was linked to being dirty, blocking traffic, causing noise in the nighttime, so it was perceived as filthy, disorganized. The other reason of the crackdown was stall was perceived as the opposite of being civilized. So at that time, around 2016 or 2017, a lot of cities were participating in the model city evaluation. The existence of stall would actually lower the chance of a city winning the competition. So it got cracked down big time. So the downside of the crackdown, or the downside of not having stalls on the streets, was pretty obvious. So just like before the COVID, you will see so many food trucks or street vendors in New York City, but now the city is empty. You can't find anybody. A lot of people right after the crackdown would feel that the city wasn't as vibrant as it used to be. It actually happened a lot, not just for the stalls, but also the way we do a lot of things in China. So for example, at one point, because the Chinese government was very determined to fight pollution or the smog condition, right? They decided big cities would not be allowed to set off fireworks during the Chinese New Year. Of course, the sky got a lot bluer, but for ordinary people, that basically took a lot of their joy away. And because setting off fireworks is a big tradition for celebrating Chinese New Year. But people also understood getting rid of the stalls was a necessary step to move towards a more civilized society. So I think most people would agree China is still not a 100% civilized society, so why did the government decide to bring back stalls? So apparently stall economy is now viewed as a remedy for economic difficulties after COVID. China now has significant unemployment problem because of COVID, and also because the whole world is now still in the middle of battling COVID. China's export industry is facing significant hardship because it takes about 17% of the entire economy. So basically the government needs to come up with a new form of economy to support a lot of people that were infected by COVID. So the good news is, with the support of the government, a lot of companies, mainly e-commerce, are also supporting this brand new initiative. You will see a lot of financial services company and also banks. They're providing low interest loans to stall or mobile vendors. Also a lot of e-commerce giants like Alibaba or JD.com, they are issuing waivers on down payments of goods. So for example, stall or mobile vendors, so now if they buy in bulk some products like hats, fruits, phone cases, they can hold on to the down payments. They can pay later. They can pay back to the wholesalers when they actually make money. So that's a very big boost to support this brand new initiative. So what can we expect from this new push of store economy? In terms of things that are going to be sold, I think other than these traditional store products, there are probably going to be some brand new categories like Mao Tai that I introduced in the first episode. So I would like to call this round of Star Economy 2.0. I'm very confident that there are going to be some solid upgrades to this round of Star Economy. The first thing is the local government is going to make sure that the setup of store or mobile vendors is going to be very organized. So this time, the vendors are going to have designated areas that are overseen by city management or law enforcement, such that they're not going to cause any chaos. So here's a quick video on how some cities are doing this right now. The other upgrade is definitely the waste sorting. So as you might know, the street vendors, stalls, or night market, they tend to produce a lot of trash. And China in the past year or two has been pushing really hard on waste sorting. So a lot of cities in China have officially launched waste sorting programs that are enforcing recycling. There's going to be some smart way of letting vendors or stalls sort their waste afterwards to make sure that scenes like this will never happen. So who are going to benefit from this push? First and foremost are the vendors. So I'm talking about people definitely without college degrees or even without high school diplomas who were usually at a disadvantage of getting quality jobs. So Star Economy is definitely gonna get rid of the entry barrier to those people because they definitely don't have to pay huge rent to set up a physical shop. The other players that I can see will likely benefit from this push are companies like car or cart manufacturers. For example, there is a very famous automobile manufacturer called Wuling. They make cheap yet reliable automobiles that mobile vendors can easily rely on to sell products. So that company's stock price has got a lot higher in recent weeks. I can see a lot of like fan and lighting manufacturers. They're probably going to benefit from this because a lot of mobile vendors are buying in bulk to set up their mobile shops. And lastly, something you can hardly imagine is training programs. Training programs that are going to prepare people for being an excellent stall owner. They're probably going to thrive shortly after. So lastly, I just want to talk about some final thoughts. So this Star Economy 2.0 is going to give huge advantages to stall owners or mobile vendors because there is no entry fee. They don't have to pay anything to the city. They just show up to the designated area. And the other thing is this time they have really little supervision. They don't have to fight with city management or law enforcement anymore. One thing I find tricky is because the delivery service has gotten a lot better over the years. Since 2016 and 2017, the stall owners or mobile vendors are probably going to face some challenges or competitions from delivery services because people can essentially stay at home while getting all these products or services. And the last thing is just my personal thought on this push. The Star Economy was there. Basically, it was cracked down. It was stopped forcefully by the government 3 or 4 years ago. I think in short term, it's great to lift a lot of people out of the economic hardship, and it's gonna win praise from a lot of people. But I think for the country as a whole, especially for a more mature country as China, I think the government policy needs to have some sort of consistency. You can't really ban something on a country scale 3 years ago and now you want to bring it back. I fully understand this is something that the government has to do in the short term to revive the economy. However, in order to win people's confidence and maintain the policy's consistency, I think they need to think more on the long term. Although I know the Chinese government is really good at coming up with long-term strategies. So we'll see how it goes. So that's all I want to say about China's Star Economy 2.0. I'm really eager to see how my countrymen and women are going to pull this off in an organized way. and I really wish them the best. I'll see you in the next episode. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe.